Hello and welcome back. Today it is my first Rohde Scharz. It's an inductive meter, and I think it is from 67, 68. Around that time I found some documents on the internet. It was a poor scan, but I could read the dates, so I think it is around that age, and it can measure from 0.1 microhenry up to a Henry. And I bought it second hand from the Dutch eBay Marktplaats. And let's see, the owner said, the former owner said, it needed some work, but he didn't say what was broken or if it was broken. I think he just didn't want any complaints, so he just said, you'll buy it as it is. It has been in maintenance in Rohde Scharz, the Netherlands, and the last time I checked it was in '96, so only a few years ago. And let's see, I tried to open it to see if it is if it's good to switch it on or not, and let's have a look. Okay, this is what it looks like closer by. I changed a little bit the lighting so we can see better the scale, because the scale is kind of cool. Maybe I can, let me tilt it a little bit, put a big screwdriver in the bottom. Just to tilt it, we can see it a little bit better. Yeah, and if you change the knob here, the whole scale changes. Look at this. So that still works. This is some mechanical goodness. That's nice. There is a tuning button. It still works. So we don't need to do any changes with this. It runs actually quite smooth, so it is quality. And well, if you can see, I move a little bit to the left. Yeah. It has been in Rohde Scharz, Netherlands, and that's the last check they did, 28/11/96, and they say don't use, niet gebruiken. So that was the last check. Okay, here we have the connections where you put your item in the test. You have a Q measurements or L measurements. And here we have some settings for the Q, but in the middle it is also your L measure, and then you change it here. Here I think is the power of the oscillator, so here says suchen or search, and that is to measure here. So if you come closer to the point of your resonance, then you can do it closer, and you tune a little bit better, and closer you tune a bit better, etc. I think it works like this. Yeah, so let's have a look if we go around. Well, there's not much here on the back, no stickers. Oh, I hear a noise, there is a screw loose, so I really want to open it before I switch it on. Here is a proper European plug. Well, it's a German product and it has been in the Netherlands, so I would not have expect any difference. The handle is really smart. You can tilt it out, and then this is almost like from an airplane. This is really smartly done, and it's all aluminium. I like it. These screws are, if you want to fix it into a big panel, there are 4 of them also in the bottom, and we're just going to try to open it with these 4 screws, because I don't see any other screws. And yeah, let's carefully try to open it. Okay, it feels like there is a nut in the back. Yes, that is it. Okay, it falls out, so how am I supposed to do that later? Do I need these panel screws maybe? Yeah, maybe that is better. because this, something is loose now in the back. That makes no sense, because you cannot close it again. So, okay, so the panel screws are actually also needed for well, they look nice. These are a bit rusty, but maybe with my Scotch Brite block I can change that, make that look a bit better. It already seems it wants to be moving. So how does this work? Wow, you can just slide it out. Whoa, look at this. You just slide it. Wow. Ah, look at these capacitors. That is cool. Oh, no. Oh, how does that work? Which knob controls that? Because I'm now changing knobs and I don't see any changes there. Okay. Okay, let's have a better look from the top. Oh, this looks all very, very nice. And this plate almost looks like it is silver because it is oxidized like it would with silver. So, well, they even have some spare fuses here in the back. So let me just take this out completely. Here, indeed, there are some things. I do not know what this is. This is probably my fault. This I don't know. That could be from here, from this capacitor. I hear somebody say it is a bread cutter or bread slicer. Yeah, I think it's a good name for it. It does look like that. Yeah, let's put that away. Huh? There's even more going on. Look at this. It does look like very nicely built, isn't it? Ooh, the slicers are looking nice. But they are loose now, so that is maybe the work that needs to be done on it. Look at this. Oh, it seems like this resistor there is burned or it's dusty. I zoom in on that later. Spare fuses, that is nice. And this is what I mean. This metal plate, it looked like, because if it's all black, kind of look like it is silver. Look at this roll. The selector of the frequency. What we have on the other side. Transformer. I read in the documentation that the transformer can do 110 and 220 and I think even 117. It has like 4 values. But yeah, this is made for the Netherlands and Germany, so it is 220. Let's have a look on the bottom. Wow. Trimmers. And the power switch. Well, I have a closer look at that burn resistor. And then maybe we'll just try to switch it on and see what happens. Okay, have a look. Well, if we look a bit closer, I think it's not burnt, it just has some wax on it. Because it doesn't look brown. Yeah, I think it's wax. Okay, well, that's also just switch. And what happened with this? Why is this bread slicer not moving? Okay, I tilted it a bit And let me zoom in. I think indeed that little stick that I found probably is used to pull and push that bread slicer, because if I have the tuning knob here, you can see the metal move that is in the middle. It's right there. You can see it move, and I think because it can be one of these ball can exactly be between this little spring here and that hole that is there. So I think this was there, and then it is pushing and pulling that cap. So if I carefully try to turn that, I'm blocking your view here. Here it looks the same. So I think if I can put this little thing in between there, it's gonna be a bit tricky, but I think if we can manage that, that works, because then the tuning knob is just pushing it like this and pulling it like that. Makes sense somehow. Okay, let me just try, because it really somehow looks like it should be like that. Let me just try to push it. It is really stuck. Yeah, now it's stuck in one of the holes. Yeah, yes, indeed. That would be cool. Try to put the tuning knob closer here. And then we need to try to, maybe I need another smaller point. Need to try to push it in between. Yes. Yeah, it seems. Yes, look at this. What a system. I think this makes sense somehow, because the cap is completely closed if we look at the right, and it's almost closed like this. So I think that is how it should be. And why they use that little stick, I have no clue. Because they could have connected it directly and then move a little bit the pins here. But cool. Yes, I do think we connected it correctly, because I also could have do it the other way around. But as you can see, the air cap is now completely closed, and I'm also at the end of my tuning. So the click you hear is really my tuning knob and not the cap. And we turn it fully open. You can, there is just a fractional, it's like 3-4 millimeters. So wow, that ran smooth. Okay, I think I'm just going to power it on, and then maybe we can even measure the frequency it's doing, outputting here in the frequency counter. Let me. Okay, let's see. I need an adapter because I'm gonna use my bananas. I don't think you see the counter by the way, but that's in the back there. Okay, just to see if indeed there is some frequency coming out or not. It says here it is the ground on this side. So we just try that. And it should be some sort of oscillator, so I think in the end we should see something. Power it on. Are we gonna blow some caps? Or is it just going to switch on? The light is green, cool. And it says it is like 30 Hertz. Is that correct? And that should be 140, but if we change, what happens? Nothing happens. Well, I connected it now also to the oscilloscope and to the frequency counter, and now it says sometimes 30 MHz, the other time 60, now it says more than 100, but it is just some distortion I pick up. It has nothing to do with this internal oscillator because it's switched off and it's still doing that. So I decided to clean first, and then we can start from the start. Wow, that looks so much better. Let's try to put it back in its cover. Carefully slide it in. Put those nice shiny pinhole screws. Yeah, you might have noticed I also try to polish a little bit the rusty screws, so that looks now a little bit better. But yeah, it has been rusted. Maybe you can replace with stainless steel, but well, I think this is original. So we leave it at that. Is the final adjustment. I really like the look of it now, and I actually got it almost working. When I was playing with it, here you can see the needle jumping, and I have here a little coil on it, and when I was in the bottom here, the meter just jumped, but then I tried to look for it. It was gone. So if I'm in the bottom, I need to switch down and then look for it again, but it lost it. It was here in the bottom here, but now I can find it. So, well, the first thing when we start the repair, it's probably that, but I won't do that now, but it starts first to look at the power supply, and then probably we need to replace some caps, and then we maybe can get it to work. But at least it's very clean it's nice to work on now. Well, that was nice to see it from the inside, and especially how they mechanically connected everything with this little stick in the two balls and the bread slice capacitor. It looked really nice. They really put a lot of attention to this device, and I think the oscillator does run, but I didn't measure properly, because when I switch it on and I put it on the highest measurement, in the sense of the coil, so that's 100, so that's the lowest frequency, and then I'm actually in the frequency that you can hear, and if I'm in the lowest, it's like 2.2k, and that is something you can hear, of course, but you can. So I try to get the microphone as close as possible, and then I think you can hear it with this microphone. It's very high. So from around 67, 68, 69, I saw all the markings on the schematic. So that is really old, and I like the much attention they put. And now it's very clean. I like what it looks like. And yeah, maybe next time we try to repair it also. But first I keep it as it is. I will also leave a link to the manual, because it took me a while until I found it, so maybe other people are also looking for this. I have a proper one. I found it on some Italian website, but it is in English and German mixed. There is also a translation list, because all the parts are in German, but then they just put yeah, translation sheets. So I will add that in a link. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.